Hi, today on Gary's Urban Larder, beef short ribs. And the recipe is not mine. It's a challenge, and the recipe is from a YouTuber channel called French Cooking Academy. Let's see if it turns out as good as it looks. Let's get started. Okay, I'll just take you through the ingredients. We have some oil, which we're going to use to start to brown our short ribs. We're going to caramelize them very well on all sides, just like the recipe from French Cooking Academy instructs me. After that, we'll add our Mirepoix, or our sofrito of onion, celery, and carrot. I've got some tomato paste, some butter, crushed garlic, thyme and bay leaf, and of course the cinnamon and star anise, which is going to give this such a delicate flavor in the sauce. So I've got salt and pepper also, if we need it. I have salted and peppered our short ribs. So we'll get these on now. I have a very hot cast iron pan that's oven proof that's going to go in, and I'm just going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we'll start braising our beef. And hopefully you can hear that. I don't want to overcrowd the pan. I have 4 short ribs, but I want to show you just how we're braising this and how much coloration we want to get on our beef, which will add, of course, a lot of flavor. Okay, that is starting to brown nicely, and I'm just going to let that adhere to the pan before we turn it again, and I'm going to add another bit of our short rib. And I'll just continue to get some good color on these. Once I have all 4 of the short ribs browned, well browned, I will show you what it should look like according to French Cooking Academy. I'm trying to follow that recipe exactly. And just to let you know, this is the first time that I've braised in this particular method, and the first time I've made beef short ribs. So stick around to the end and let me know how I do. Right, just gonna turn that. So it's really getting some really beautiful caramelization on the outside of the beef, which is exactly what we want. You have our beef short ribs sealed, and we have some nice caramelization. So I'm just going to remove these now to a plate while we do our aromatics. They're just have a nice, beautiful amount of caramelization. So just set that aside. And now, as recommended, I'm going to remove some of this fat and add back in a bit of butter. Okay, I have removed about a tablespoon of the fat, and I'm going to add in some of our butter to this pan. And as soon as that starts to melt, we will add our celery, carrot, and onion. So we're going to cook this at a lower temperature. We just want these to soften. So there's our celery, our carrot, and our onion, our sofrito or our Mirepoix. Okay, I've just adjusted the temperature, and We're going to give those a stir and let those start to soften. It takes just a couple of minutes. You just toss that in all the fat and butter. And the fragrance already that's coming off of this is amazing. So, I mean, this is really, really simple braising. So we're going to strain our sauce and we'll lose these vegetables, but they will have imparted all of their flavor. Right. So that's cooked a couple of minutes. And now I'm going to add the tomato paste, 2 tablespoons, and allow that to cook out. Now we don't want that tomato paste to burn, so just lower that just a hair. And then we will deglaze the pan with our ports. So I'm just going to scrape all the little bits off the bottom. I haven't added any additional seasoning at this point because we actually salt and peppered the beef, but we will taste this as we go. So now I'm going to add back in my meat. I'm really excited for this. I love beef. I love slow cooking, which this is. All the juices from the plate back into the pan. So just get these organized. On top of our aromatics. And it's at this point we want to add our beef stock, and not to cover, just so most of it is submerged. This is the method here in terms of braising this meat. So I'm being very careful, and you can have a look and see the level of liquid that I've added. It's about 3 cups. So to the pot, we'll add the rest of our aromatics. We have the garlic that is just peeled and crushed, the thyme, a sprig of thyme, bay leaf, and of course the cinnamon stick and our star anise. So we just want to bring this up to a gentle simmer. I'll reduce that a bit. Make sure that's all heated through. And we'll now cover this and we'll add it to the oven. It's a slow oven, 160 degrees Celsius, 300 degrees roughly Fahrenheit. And this will stay in that slow oven for 3 hours until it's falling off the bone. While our beef is in the oven, slow braising, just got potatoes on to boil. And as soon as those are tender, we will drain them and we'll add our heated milk with butter, garlic, white pepper, and salt. And we'll mash those until they're smooth. So it won't take very long. We've removed our short ribs from the oven and we've plated them and covered them to set them aside until we're ready for them. Now our job is to make the sauce. So to do that, we're going to pour the contents of our pan through a sieve into a saucepan, and then we'll discard the vegetables and aromatics. They've done their job. So all that's left to do is to skim the excess fat and reduce our sauce until it's shiny, smooth, and thick like a syrup. Well, I've skimmed the excess fat from our pan juices. So now all we have to do is to reduce this by about half. just get it started. And it will just take a little while to reduce. And we just want that to just simmer until it becomes a nice, thick, beautiful, shiny syrup. So that will just take a few minutes, and then we'll be ready to plate. And I get to taste it, and I can tell you it smells great here in my kitchen. And if you've made it this far, please give us a like, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a member. It really helps my channel out. And if you have any comments, please drop them down below. Actually, to find the recipe, look in the description box where there's a link to French Cooking Academy, where you can find the full information, ingredients, and instructions. And if the aromas in my kitchen are any indication at all, this recipe is one you want to keep. So look for it there in the description box. So we'll continue to reduce this. Join me for the plating in just a minute. Well, we're ready to taste it. Here is our short rib on a bed of our smooth, silky mashed potato. And we have our reduced pan sauces. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is amazing. That is delicious. Oh, I have to try it. Oh. Okay. Now we'll just top this with some picked thyme leaves, just for some added interest and fragrance. The aroma is spectacular. All right, I have my knife and fork, and let's see how tender this is. Oh, wow. Wow. It's just falling apart. It is so tender. Just pull it apart with my fork. Oh, that just looks beautiful. I tell you, this is absolutely delicious. You don't really pick up a strong note of the anise, of the star anise, or the cinnamon, but it really brings out the flavor of the beef. Have some with the potato. I tell you, if you make this for your family or guests and they don't like it, they don't enjoy it, invite me the next time. Okay? Well, thank you for joining us today here at Gary's Urban Larder. If you enjoyed today's recipe, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you think I met my challenge, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends to help build the community. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.